Today I'm going to tell you the story. Now, before I start telling the story, I just want to point out I'm an extremely bad role model in this story. This is a story from my past. I used to be a bit of a wild card. I don't recommend this. In fact, I'm telling this story as kind of a don't do this, kids, okay? But this is a story a long time ago, old Uber, when I smuggled weed from Amsterdam to Denmark. Now, a long time ago, I was in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, with my boys, Michael and Philip, the old fruity group. And, we went out, we had a good time, and at the end of the day, at the end of the weekend, we had this big bag of weed, and it was really good weed. It was Amnesia Haze. Well, actually, it wasn't even Amnesia Haze. It was like some crossbreed with Amnesia Haze. It was really fucking good. I remember. And somehow, we'd gotten to say goodbye, and I was heading towards the airport, and then I realized I have the bag of weed. And I was like, hey guys, do you want to come get this? And they were like, fuck no. I'm tired, I'm done, I'm not gonna go to the airport to get it. I was like, alright, shit. Music off, okay. So I'm standing there in the airport. Now, once again, this is old Uber. I made some bad decision making in the past, and I don't recommend this, but it's still funny. So, I'm standing there in the airport, and I think to myself, hey, it would be a waste if all this marijuana was just thrown out. And so I decided I'm going to Google how to get weed through an airport. But I decided beforehand, like, I have a limit. I'm not going to put it up my ass. Like, I ain't putting the weed up the butt. Weed isn't worth having ass weed, I ain't gonna, that cavity is for dicks and cum only, you know what I'm saying? So, and the first 9 responses were, of course, just put it up your ass, dude. I don't know if it's like a common thing in the weed smuggling community to just boof a bunch of marijuana up your asshole and hope for the best. But that ain't me. So what I ended up doing is because I had some condoms on me, I ended up taking one condom and wrapping it around the bag of weed. And then another condom around that to make sure both of the first condom broke, and also like if there was some smell on that, whatever. Wrap it around nicely, tie it up, and then I have this. And I think to myself, hey, if I put that, in between my dick and my balls, security, even if they pat me down, they're not gonna fucking go in there, right? I'm a disgusting fucker. So, but I'm in the toilet at this stage, by the way. And so I put it there and I walk out, and then I realize 3 steps, boom, it falls down to the bottom of my underwear. And I was wearing pants like this, these running pants, right? So I think, fuck, I can't have a giant bag of high quality cannabis in the bottom of my underwear. So I went back into the toilet, and this was where I made the mistake. What am I on about? I'm telling the story of when I smuggled weed through an airplane. Don't do this. It's as a story from my past, but it's still funny, and I'm waiting 3 minutes and 30 seconds to get in game. So, I put it between my dick and balls, and I decided to take the end of the condom and tie it around my dick. I didn't think much of it. But now it's tied to my dick, and it did work. It didn't fall down anymore because it was tied to the penis. I go through security, and the thing beeps, and she wants to pat me down. My heart is beating out of my fucking chest at this stage. High adrenaline. I want to say that's one of the highest adrenaline moments in my life, was just going through security with weed around my dick. But so I go in there, and she pats me down. She even does the inner thigh shit. She doesn't catch the bag. I'm like, yo, boy. I make it through, and I Snapchat Philip and Michael. I'm like, I made it, boys. Fuck yeah. And they're like, yeah, good shit. So I feel like I've passed the danger. I sit up on the airplane. I'm like, I'm good. I'm going to get home. It's going to be some good shit. I drink a beer. I relax. I sit back, and I fall asleep on the flight. And I wake up, and there were two girls sitting next to me. Now, this was also before I was in a relationship. I was single at the time. And normally sitting next to an attractive woman does not give me a raise. But you have to understand that since the condom was tied around the dick, any blood that went into my penis didn't leave. So even if there was just a slight bit of erection there, it stayed. I remember it very vividly. The girl to my right, next to the aisle, she was what you would call an uptight cunt fuck. And the girl to my left, she was what you would call a fun hoe. She'd been drinking white wine the whole time, and she was funny. And she got just a little bit, right? But every time, just a little bit more blood would flow into the penis until I actually had a full-blown erection. And I had pants like this, so you could definitely see it, right? And the girl to my right noticed, and she thought it was fucking this. She was disgusted by me. She turned around and looked the other way, right? The girl to my left, she just found it funny because she'd been drinking white wine. She was like, ah, fuck it. Problem was, this is where the mistake comes into play. Because I tied the condom around the dick, this was a permanent erection until I untied that. And 10 minutes went by. And 20 minutes went by. And almost half an hour went by. And then the girl to my left was like, that's pretty fucking impressive. I was like, yeah. It was a fake laugh because it hurt. It hurt so much. I remember this doom, doom, doom pain from my penis. It felt like, every time it, doom, this dunking pain. It hurt so fucking bad. And I was just sitting there trying to act like a normal human, non-weed dick person on an airplane, just sitting there like, yeah. Goof, goof, goof. Pain, pain, pain. Repent, repent. Anyways, the plane lands. I awkwardly stand up in the middle of the aisle with my still very much painful erection. And I make it through. I go out, and then there's security, and I think, hey, I'm gonna make it out here and I'm gonna be good. Guess what? Security decides to do a pat down of me. And I see, and with the erection, imagine this, right? Normally, when you have your balls and your this is my ball, this is my dick, right? When you have them like this, there's a little space right here in between for a bag of weed. But when you have an erection, the bag of weed's hanging out here. There ain't no hiding that. And if they were gonna pat me down, they would have found it. And I walk up to the Danish lady. I'm like, I am ready to accept my fate. And I just smile at her. She looks at my erection. She looks down at me. She's like, I don't want to touch you. And then she let me move on. And I was like, holy fucking shit. I swear that's like a felony times 10. Moving psychoactive illegal substance from one country to another. And I go out into the toilet. I take it off. It looked grim. Like, how like on your dick head you have this like ring around? It looked like I had a second dick head on the middle of my dick, right? And my penis was in pain. I was just, oh, fuck. And I looked at the bag of weed and I was like, worth.